Hello. This is TAW Productions here. I have been noticeably inactive as of late as it feels like I only release one video a month. Yeah, with college preparations and me feeling slow at the moment. My upload schedule has been very inconsistent. There's also the copyright claims which have been getting very annoying to the point where I almost want to make a video on the topic. So, I figured to tie you over before part 2 of my Equestria Girls ranking video comes out. I might as well diversify my content by talking about anime. When it comes to the large subculture that is Japanese animation, it can be really hard to sum up. There are many things that give anime the reputation. Whether you are known for stuff like Studio Ghibli, Harem, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, or anything you can come up with, chances are, you most likely stepped into it. But one of the major grandmaster as the topic, there's only so many people who have left a stain of the subculture and is instantly recognized. And that name is Makoto Shinkai. Starting from 1998 to 2003. He was the writer, animator, and director of some short films. It wasn't until 2004 where he made a movie called The Place Promised in our early days. And ever since then, he would start making a name for himself in the anime films, releasing film after film. Until 2016 came and he ended up releasing a hit movie that not only took the world by storm but become the highest grossing anime movie of all time, and a film he also tried to warn people not to see. Your Name is a movie that solidified Makoto as the modern-day anime, and despite what he says about the film, it's hard to deny the cultural impact the movie made and is one of my personal favorite anime movies. While I do think I like A Silent Voice, Spirited Away, and Belmore, it's one of those, you have to see it to believe it, type of movies. He would also make 2 more movies later on with Weathering with You and today's topic, Suzume. This is a film I was curious to see. As somebody who has recently tried to make it a habit seeing anime movies in theaters, I considered seeing this at first. But I ended up having a crisis because I struggled which one to see in a theater. The film I had direct competition with was the Mario movie. And guess which one I ended up having to see in a theater? So, after 3 months of waiting, I wanted to see if this film was as good as Your Name. And I can safely say that while it's not up there with Makoto's best works, it only saw these as of this review, so take my views with a grain of salt. This film more than lived up to the quality you expect from him. Note that I only saw the Indonesian dub of this film, so most likely, I won't be the most accurate when it comes to this review, and I could get some things wrong about the film. So take my views with a grain of salt. Now, let's get to my thoughts on the film itself. This movie is like a combination of the stuff you normally expect from a Makoto Shinkai movie. This film has the romance and chemistry bonding like with Your Name, and it even has the disaster elements from Weathering with You. And right off the bat, we can start with the obvious. The animation as per usual is gorgeous. But you already expect that from him by this point. Everything from how the film is animated, every frame, the backgrounds, and even the body language and movements are all fantastic, especially when it came to animating the big red smoke and especially the cat. So nothing about the animation has changed, and I'm glad that we still have this. Despite the romance having similarities, Makoto finds a way to make them different, like with switching bodies or a girl controlling the weather. This film's hook is about closing doors causing disasters and a flipping cat. No, I am not kidding about that last part. I like how everything gets mysterious, not knowing what is going on until later on. Everything gets explored. You're like Suzume, you don't know what's happening until you actually see it, and it takes you by surprise. It's a film that is very unpredictable despite what we're used to from him. This film has also a metaphor for grief, and it does that very well. Let's just say that like his other films, this is a film you have to see to believe it, and I like how Suzume develops through the course of the film. She's not to the point of being stupid, but she is naive, and you bow the chemistry with the characters she works around with. This film is also weird as this film, I kid you not, has a literal cat in this film, and he does some things that make him both adorable yet has a sense of mystery and can be very terrifying, especially with that one scene. That's where the grief message comes from. But the best character in this film is a literal chair. I'm not even joking. He has this hyper energy but still has his moments of being loyal towards Suzume, and even seen in the flashbacks that the chair did mean something to her. I even started to tear when that chair was going to be diminished. We're in 2023 and I started to feel more sympathy for an inanimate object than any real-life person by this point. Am I crazy or am I insane because I have a golf club for a friend? Anyways, the score is as amazing as always. Fitting every scene, the character actions and the situation, making it feel soothing and yet epic when it wants to be. And while the film does drag a little before the ending, it is still a well-paced movie. I'd talk about this film more, but this is a film where you must go into it as blind as possible, because this review just by me putting out there makes less sense and feels very incoherent. So, I might as well cap off this review. In conclusion, while it's not up there as Shinkai's best work, Your Name has yet to be dethroned. It's still a film that didn't disappoint. With a story that takes every surprise you can take off, a set of likable characters, S-tier animation that retains Makoto's style, and some emotional moments. Even if you're a non-anime person, it's a film you would still like regardless. See this film as blind as possible without spoiling it, you won't regret it. I know you guys are getting sick and tired of me constantly giving every animated movie constantly coming out nothing but positive praise, but I have yet to see a truly bad film. Yes, I did watch The Amazing Maurice, which I rated a 6. But maybe there could be a film that will break the streak. But with this, 2023 has been a great year for animated movies. But we might get there. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this short review, and if you did, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell to be notified for new videos coming out soon. This is TAW Productions, signing off, and have a good night.